The ghost of Al Capone. By the early 1980s, the shadow of Al Capone still loomed over Chicago. Though he had died in 1947, his legacy as America's most notorious gangster remained entrenched in the city's culture. His empire had been dismantled, but the tales of his exploits continued to inspire fear and fascination. Jack Malone was a seasoned detective in the Chicago Police Department. He had spent years studying Capone's history, from his rise during Prohibition to his eventual conviction for tax evasion in 1931. Jack knew that Capone's influence had never fully dissipated. It had simply gone underground, morphing into more subtle forms of organized crime. One cold October morning, Jack received an anonymous tip about a hidden vault in an old South Side warehouse that had once been owned by Capone. Intrigued, Jack assembled a team to investigate. The warehouse was a dilapidated relic from the past, its walls bearing the scars of decades-old gunfights. As they pried open a hidden door, the team discovered a secret room filled with dusty ledgers and forgotten memorabilia. Among the items was a small, locked box. Jack carefully picked the lock and opened the box to reveal a collection of letters. The letters were addressed to Capone, detailing various criminal activities that had continued well into the 1970s. One letter, dated 1978, caught Jack's attention. It was from a man named Frank, the Fixer Romano, who had been a notorious figure in the Chicago underworld. Frank's letter spoke of maintaining Capone's legacy through a network of corrupt officials and illicit enterprises. It seemed that Capone's influence had never truly died, it had merely evolved with the times. Determined to unravel this mystery, Jack delved deeper into the letters. He discovered that Frank Romano had been operating a modern-day crime syndicate, using Capone's old connections and methods. This syndicate was involved in everything from drug trafficking to political corruption. Jack's investigation led him to a small, nondescript office building in downtown Chicago. Inside, he found Frank Romano, now an elderly man, still running his operations from the shadows. Jack confronted him with the evidence from the letters, and Frank, realizing he had no escape, began to confess. Frank's testimony was explosive. It revealed a vast network of crime that had permeated Chicago's institutions for decades, all under the guise of legitimate business. Jack's discovery made headlines, and the case became one of the most significant organized crime busts in modern history. With Frank Romano's conviction, Jack felt a sense of closure. He had not only solved a contemporary crime but also laid to rest the lingering ghost of Al Capone. As he stood on the steps of the courthouse, watching Frank being led away in handcuffs, Jack couldn't help but think of Capone's legacy. It was a reminder that while criminals may come and go, the fight for justice is never-ending. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next